Hi everyone, this is an assignments reminder for week 5. Before we discuss the work for week 5, I thought I would mention an interesting bit of news that relates to science fiction. So today NASA will be flying a spacecraft into an incoming asteroid. If you would like to find out more, you can read the news report here. How does this relate to science fiction? Well, there have been many sci-fi stories and movies dedicated to the idea of humanity being wiped out by an asteroid, and only the use of our current technology can save us. If you haven't seen the movie, Armageddon is a good example of just such a story. So today, science fiction will meet science fact as NASA prepares to change the course of an asteroid, possibly heading towards Earth, as if we needed more bad news, right? And the collusion of science fiction and science fact happens quite often. In fact, hard sci-fi depends upon the current technology and scientific theories of the time. We can see this in The War of the Worlds, when the narrator presents many current facts, current for 1898, about Mars and many theories about the evolution of life. The Martians are supposed to be basically brains with tentacles, an idea that evolutionary biologists of the time proposed about human evolutionary development. And we will see this merging of science fiction and science fact quite often in our next module, Pseudo People, where we look at the icon of robots in science fiction. But now let's take a look at what we'll be doing for this week. To continue our study of sci-fi for week 5, you'll explore the notion of adaptations. We've all seen an adaptation of a book into a movie. Sometimes we've even seen our favorite book adapted into a movie that's really disappointing, or maybe a movie that actually surprised us because it was very, very good. The War of the Worlds has been adapted so many times throughout the years, and we'll be looking at just 2 adaptations throughout the very many. We'll be looking at a radio drama, a radio broadcast of The War of the Worlds, and we'll also be looking at Steven Spielberg's 2005 film adaptation called War of the Worlds. So now let's take a look and see what we'll be doing. So discussion forum number 5 asks you to describe your experience of listening to the radio drama of The War of the Worlds presented by the Mercury Theater. And you can find the radio drama and also the transcript of the drama because it is a radio broadcast. There are no visuals. The story is told solely through sound. So there's a transcript you can follow along with the dialogue. And you can find the transcript and the radio drama in the first contact folder in the course modules content area on the menu. You may consider some of the following questions in your response. What struck you about this adaptation of Wells's novel? What confused or surprised you? What do you think about the theater company's decision to broadcast the drama as if it were an actual news report? Why do you think Mercury Theater decided to turn the novel into a news report? What are some of the differences that you noticed between the novel and the radio drama? Be specific. And why do you think these changes were made? When replying to your peer, you may point out the similarities in your responses and/or what you have learned from your peer. So the main post is due by the end of the day on September 28th, and your reply is due by the end of the day on September 30th. Next, we move to journal entry number 5. And for this journal entry, first watch the introduction to the War of the Worlds film adaptation. It's a brief video. Next, watch Steven Spielberg's film adaptation, War of the Worlds. Then in your journal entry, respond to these 4 questions. 1, what key differences do you notice between the novel and the film adaptation? For instance, you may note changes in the setting, theme, and characterization. 2, why do you think the filmmaker made these changes to Wells's novel? 3, what is the effect of these changes on the audience? And 4, what do you think about the movie adaptation? Did you enjoy it more than the novel? If so, why? If not, why? Be sure to point to specific scenes in the movie and novel in your response. And this journal entry is due by the end of the day on September 30th. And because we're wrapping up the first contact module, discuss one key concept, idea, insight, piece of information, or reading that stands out to you in this takeaway activity. Also, you may discuss a conversation from the discussion forum that impacted you in some way. How do you think the takeaway from this module will be useful to you in your future work in this course? So this takeaway activity is due by the end of the day on September 30th. And then review the adaptation assignment instructions, this link here, and there are also 2 samples of the adaptation assignment that you could take a look at. If you have any questions, please post them in the class questions forum, or you can email me. You can also stop by during my virtual office hour this week on Thursday from 1 to 2 p.m. Well, that's it, everyone. Have a great week. Take care now. Bye.